functions, but we must learn the value of looking within. We have to understand our core values and what motivates us. We have to understand how other people affect us, as well as how our own internal struggles affect us. What is the story we tell ourselves about how we lead, what works for us, and why we fail? As educational leaders, we have one essential resource that we must nurture and develop: our sense of self. We must learn that to strengthen our inner identity as a leader, we have to turn within. We must learn to lead from the inside out. We often hear about the importance of self-awareness, but we seldom learn the skills to practice it. The internal journey of self-awareness is key to the change we desire as leaders, and the Enneagram can be a helpful tool to guide us in this work. This book introduces the Enneagram as a resource for self-understanding, as well as growth and transformation. The Enneagram is an ancient symbol that identifies 9 ways people function in the world, often thought of as personality types, and each of the 9 is shaped by our capacity for feeling, thinking, and doing. Learning to wake up to our sense of self, to practice self-observation, requires us to understand the role of feeling, thinking, and doing as 3 dimensions of leadership. The Enneagram helps us learn to see these characteristics within ourselves and to balance the way they function in our lives. We all have the capacity to feel in connection with others, to think through the relevant information available to us, and to do the work that is required of us as leaders. However, we are each predominantly driven by one of these 3 dimensions, and we have one that requires significant development. Can you begin to see how these 3 function for you? How they shape your leadership? This book will guide you on this journey. To learn to see yourself more clearly, to learn about the Enneagram and identify your primary Enneagram type, and to learn how the 3 dimensions shape the way you function as a leader. By the number. What does it mean to do something by the number? The phrase is an early American military reference to learning how to follow orders. It is comparable to doing something by the book, to do something in a formulaic, predictable manner. Do you see the ways your responses as a leader are formulaic and predictable? You may not, but chances are other people see the formulas that shape you and that they can predict some of your behaviors better than you can. You may not want to hear that you are mechanistic in how you lead. And of course, we do have the freedom to grow and to change, but first we have to see the patterns that get us into trouble. We do have the freedom to make choices about how we want to live on a daily basis. Or do we? Theologically, I believe in our free will to make decisions. Psychologically, however, there do seem to be some constraints on our behaviors. If I am awake, self-aware, consciously engaged, then I can freely choose many things in the course of any given day. However, I too often function on autopilot. I operate in a mechanical and even predictable manner. The subconscious and unconscious parts of my identity drive my decisions in ways I do not see or understand. If I can learn to see these things at work, then I can respond differently. First, we have to learn to wake up. These habitual patterns of our personality shape us in ways that keep us operating by the number, mechanically, habitually, unconsciously. According to the Enneagram, there are 9 common patterns shaping how we function. These 9 types describe how we commonly operate, how we make our way through life when we are not awake and fully engaged. We too often operate according to our personality, by the number, According to our dominant Enneagram.